Hi everyone, this is Georgia. This is video number 4. This is my vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss journey. We are 3 weeks before the surgery, which is scheduled for December 6th. Today's November 16th of 2019. In this video, I want to go over my weight fluctuations in the last 2 years, which led me to get into the program. But also in the program, I've gone up and down large amounts of weight. And then I also want to talk about day 1 of the liquid diet. It's been tough, but we'll get to that at the end of the video. First things first, my weight in the last 2 years has been fluctuating immensely. I'm going to start this a few days before my wedding. I was at 260 and I had lost some weight to get to 260, but let that be our starting point. 260 a few days before my wedding. My wedding was on October 8th, 2017. The day of my wedding, I was 264. So I gained about 4 pounds in a matter of a couple of weeks. That's, I don't know if that's a lot or a little, but it was a significant weight gain for someone that was not actually eating excess. I was still watching what I was eating up to the point of the wedding day. After the wedding day, I was not watching what I was eating. I was not eating like a beast, but I was not being that careful. I wasn't counting calories. If I wanted a slice of cheesecake, if we went out to dinner, I would just go ahead with it. But I wasn't having junk food and sweets on a daily basis. We're talking about once every 2 weeks, or even sometimes like once a week. So then I started having problems with my cycle because my weight was going up. I could tell from my clothes, but I didn't weigh myself. And then the issue came with my my cycle. So I went to the doctor. They sent me to a gynecologist. They weighed me there, and I had reached 288. Now, we're talking about early 2018 versus late 2017. I had gained almost 28 pounds. I find that this is ridiculous in a course of like 3-4 months to gain almost 10 pounds a month. Again, I wasn't eating like a beast, and I don't know if you believe me or not, but my hormonal imbalance and everything combined amount to the fact that I was 288. My gynecologist sent me to a weight loss clinic. I started following the program there. I was going once a week. They would weigh me. They would give me like a diet plan. The first couple of weeks was kind of like a waste because they just tell you, okay, eat what you eat. Just record down what you're eating and bring it to us so we can see where the issue arises. And I did that. I recorded my first week of my eating habits. Yeah, they saw like one day I had a little bit of like a dessert. Maybe another day I had too many carbs versus protein, but overall they said you look like you're having a well-balanced diet. You have salads, you have fruits, you have vegetables, you have 2 main meals a day. We prefer if you start having 3 meals a day and a couple snacks. And I did that. I started following their plan, and I went down to 280. That was over the course of a month. I don't feel that 8 pounds in a month it is significant, but I was very strict. So I wasn't losing that much versus what I was actually eating. Then they referred me to the bariatric surgery program. They thought I was a good candidate because I had a good idea of healthy nutrition and to have a balanced meal. I that's when I let go, I have to admit, because I knew I was going in for the surgery program. I started eating more and I started eating bad things. Again, not on a daily basis, but I would indulge in things that I wouldn't before, or I would overeat. I would eat to the point where I would get sick because I had this feeling that like now I get to eat what I want because I'm going to go in for the surgery anyways. I'm not saying this is what you should do if you're going in for the surgery. It was a very bad idea. I wish I didn't do that, because when I got to the program, instead of getting ready for going in it, for example, I could have quit smoking. I could have started watching my diet a little bit so I can show some improvement, so I can jumpstart the process. And I did not do that because I didn't do any research about the surgery. I just went in it kind of like blindfolded, thinking, oh, they're just going to cut my stomach and everything's going to be fine. So I went to the orientation. That was in May of 2018. They explained a lot. I learned a lot, and I realized that I had made a mistake letting go. In August of 2018, I had my first appointment with a nurse where they weigh me again. I had reached 298. I gained 18 pounds since I went down to 280 during the weight loss clinic. Again, it was over a short period of time. 18 pounds is a lot of weight on the course of only a few months. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. Because since May, again, I was starting to like watch a little bit, having 3 meals a day, well-balanced meals. What I had done wrong was, yes, I was eating 3 regular meals a day, but I went from having 2 regular meals a day, I added another one. And instead of cutting down on the calories or on the portions of the 2 other meals, I just added another full meal in the morning. Because I'm not a morning person, so in the morning usually I would skip breakfast and I would just have like a lunch and then a very heavy dinner. That may be another reason most of my calories were consumed at dinner time. Nevertheless, I don't think I was consuming 298 pounds worth of calories. I feel I was around the 2,000 calorie mark. Maybe some days I would go up to 3,000. Nevertheless, I don't think, according to what I was consuming, I should have been that weight. Now, 298 was a shock. It was a good point to be like, okay, Georgia, we can't go over 300 pounds. This is not happening to you. I'm not going to allow myself to go over 300 pounds. 298 will be my highest recording weight no matter what. There's only going down from here. There's no more going up. We have to be careful. And I was, again, I was like not 100% watching, but I would make smarter choices. At night, I still had the problem of like eating popcorn. I have an addiction to popcorn. But I would try to at least watch what I was having for breakfast or for lunch, so I don't eat 3 big meals. The weight started going down. My lowest recording weight at that point, when I went back to check with the psychiatrist, they weighed me again, and I was 288. So I had lost about 10 pounds. They said, good job, continue what you're doing. You're on the right path. Then that gave me a little bit of a confidence and to continue at least watch a little more. Then I started weighing myself every so often as well. But I was more diligent about watching my weight, being more aware of what's going on rather than weighing myself every few months and going up and down 10 pounds. I was more consistent just to see what's going on and be aware of like, I don't want to be surprised in a month I gained another 8 pounds and a month after that I lost another 8 pounds. That was ridiculous. I was yo-yoing like there's no tomorrow. And then I started going down. My lowest recorded weight then was 280. I was happy about that because overall I went from like 298 in like August to 280 in February of 2019. So I was 298 in August of 2018 and I was 280 in February of 2019. Good job, me, I thought. Anyway, so we're getting closer. I got my date to meet with a surgeon because so far I haven't met with a surgeon yet. I've met with a clinical dietitian. I've met with a psychologist. I've met with a social worker and with a nurse, but I haven't had my surgeon appointment yet. And they gave me my surgeon appointment for June of 2019, late June. I thought within a couple of weeks, they will just give me my Optifast, which is the liquid diet, and I will have my surgery in the summer. I was wrong. The reason why I'm explaining this is because then I thought, oh my God, I should start eating and eat stuff that I've been depriving myself of. So I don't have any not regrets, so I don't miss anything once I go on the liquid diet. So I started eating again like an idiot. Little did I know that my surgery day will be for like 6 months later. Again, I wasn't eating like a beast. I wasn't eating like McDonald's every day. What I'm saying is like I would have some ice cream every so often. I will go out for sushi, like all you can eat sushi with my friends more often than I would, like instead of going like once every 3 months, so maybe I went once a month for like a few months or something like that. So I gained again. I don't know why it's a surprise, but I did. I went back to 288. I have something with the 8s. I went back to 288. I was disappointed. The people there told me, okay, like you haven't lost, because the 280 is my own recorded weight. According to their recorded weights, I was 288 in February and then I was 288 in June. They said that's not bad because at least you haven't gained. Little did they know that I had fluctuated 8 down, 8 up. But they told me you have to be careful. Like don't let yourself, gain from here. Don't go back up to 298. I said, okay, I will watch, and I was watching. Again, though, I started to weigh myself every so often to make sure I stay in check. I don't overdo it again. I started going like from 288 to 284 to 287, 283. I was fluctuating between 280 and 288. As we're getting closer to the surgery day in October, I did a food funeral month. I wasn't eating bad every day. I just had a few things that I wanted to eat before I started the liquid diet. And a few things that I had, for example, I went to McDonald's and I had a Big Mac and fries. Once I did that. The funny part is the last time I ate McDonald's was like 7 months ago. Before that day, so it's not something that I eat very often. I just thought, I might not have the chance to ever eat this again, so let's just get it out of the way. Another thing I did is we went out with my family for a nice dinner that I wanted to have. I like lamb chops, and we had a lot of appetizers. I truly overate on everything. I indulged on everything that I liked. Another food funeral that I did was with ice cream. I love ice cream and I like cheesecake. I had a slice of cheesecake. So I didn't go and buy like a cheesecake and I ate the whole thing. I'm talking about a slice of cheesecake. And all of those things is not like the same day or even sometimes the same week. I spread it out the course of the whole October up to the second week of November. So up to November 14th, I would have something. So one day I had chips. Another day we had a nice steak dinner, like a big steak with potatoes. We had pasta with meat sauce. Another day, there were most things that I craved, except for the ice cream and the cheesecake, was foods. And another thing that I wanted to get out of my system was to be able to have a whole steak, to be able to have 4 lamb chops. Because I've watched a lot of videos and I read a lot of articles, and what I've seen that people miss sometimes is the ability to eat and enjoy a full meal. Of course, they don't regret it that they did the surgery and they wouldn't go back to it, but it's something that you miss. So I wanted to get it out of my system. I didn't want to go into the surgery and have any food regrets. Although someone who's watching and they're like, this person is 298 pounds, their whole life should be food regrets. Yes, but when you lived your life finding enjoyment out of food, it's like a drug addict trying to cut their heroin. I'm addicted to food, and food makes me happy sometimes. So now food is not going to be that way for me anymore. It's going to be strictly fuel. I could never go out to dinner again with my family and have a full meal. Yes, I will be able to go out to dinner with my family, but I'll be able to have very little. I just wanted that feeling of going out to dinner and being able to eat a full meal. So I did that. I got it out of my system. I don't regret it. Let's just put it that way. What that led to, though, was that a week ago, we went to see a fertility doctor just to make sure everything else was okay and ready once I lose the weight. And they weigh me, and I was 294 pounds. I didn't go up to 298, but I passed the 288 mark. I knew I was going to gain weight because of the month that I had. Like, I had a month of indulgence. Now, some people might think you ate like a beast. No, I didn't. I don't think I ate like a beast because, like I said, I wasn't having a food funeral every day. The items that I mentioned, literally, those were the ones that I was having. Like, over the course of like a month and a half, I had a steak dinner. I had like pasta with meat sauce. Okay, once we went for all you can eat sushi. But it wasn't a daily thing. It was kind of like a weekly thing. It was like one thing a week. Sometimes I would do 2 things a week. So one day I would have ice cream, and then a few days later, maybe it was when I went to McDonald's, and then one day I had chips, and a few days later we went to the all-you-can-eat sushi. But it wasn't every day. Like, I wasn't having the chips and the sushi and the steak dinner and the pasta all in like 1 week or all in like a day. I spread it out. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to explain. Maybe if I did that, I would be like 350 pounds by now. In any case, I do have a hormonal problem. I do have a weight problem. I do have a food problem. Hence, I'm doing the surgery. But I'm glad I did it and I got it out of the way. Now, so 1 week ago, I was 294. That was the scale of the clinic that we went to. My scale upstairs, I weigh myself today, which was a day after day 1 of the liquid diet, and I'm 287.4. This is a good example of how my weight can fluctuate within like a week. Now, day 1 of the liquid diet, it was hell. That's why I don't regret doing the food funerals, because it was worth it. Day 1 of the liquid diet, I woke up and the first thing I told myself was like, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today, food is no longer your addiction, no longer be dictating how you live your life. Sorry, I'm getting a little teary-eyed. It's like, it was a big realization. I woke up and I said, okay, today we're doing this. Today is the first day of the journey. Yes, the first day of the journey was when I started the program, but today's actually the day, like yesterday. I had the first drink in the months, in the previous months. I started drinking a lot of protein shakes to replace a meal. Sometimes for breakfast, instead of having like food, I will have a protein shake just to get the idea of how it's like to replace a meal with a liquid, like a protein shake. It's not bad. What I do not like about the protein shakes, or specifically the OptiFast that we're doing, Slim Fast I think it's called now, the shakes, is how sweet they are. I don't like sweets. I like food. I like a steak. Sometimes I feel I would prefer to have like a boiled egg, just one boiled egg over 300 ml of the smoothie. So this is the vanilla one. I have it in my Isagenix protein shaker. Isagenix is one of the protein powders that I tried. I might continue with this. I also tried a couple more, like the whey protein. I'm gonna decide after the surgery, because I know your taste buds changed a little bit after the surgery, and certain things taste sweeter or bitter. So I have both right now. I've tried both. I liked both. I have both. I'm going to try it. So these are the two brands that I ended up liking the best, the Isagenix and the whey protein. This here is the Liquid Diet powder. You dissolve it in 300 ml of cold water. The vanilla one tastes like vanilla pudding. I don't mind vanilla pudding, but I'm okay with having vanilla pudding once a week, not twice a day. The chocolate one tastes like a thick chocolate milk. Again, I'm okay with having chocolate milk like once every few months, not twice a day. That was the hard part. It was too sweet. So I'm supposed to have 4 shakes a day. After the second one, I'm like, I don't want to have any more of this. I've had enough. I need food. And again, I'm not talking about like food. I'm talking like a one boiled egg. I'm okay with it. But I'm keeping up with it because I don't want to risk it. The thing now is, this diet keeps you under 1,000 calories a day. So it's between 900 to 1,000 calories a day. If I do some math, I could say, okay, I won't eat one of the drinks. I'll have like a boiled egg and a cucumber, and it's still less calories than a shake, because the shake is 230. I don't want to risk that. I know some people, I've read comments on blogs. I haven't found many vlogs about the pre-op liquid diet. Maybe I haven't looked much. I tried to, I didn't. Because I don't know if it's something that every clinic does, but at least the clinic that I'm at, Western Hospital in Toronto, Canada, they do 1 week. So if you're like, let's say 200 pounds, you do 2 weeks of the liquid diet. Like if you're in the 200-pound range. If you're in the 300-pound range, you do 3 weeks of the liquid diet. And if you're in the 400-pound range, you do 4 weeks. I don't know how people do 4 weeks. I don't even know how I'm going to last 4 weeks, but I am going to do it. The thing with this one now, why I'm not doing, because before on a diet, I would do things like that. I would be like, oh, maybe I can have like this instead of that if it amounts to the same calories. With this one, I'm trying to be more strict with myself, because we're talking about a surgery. I don't want to put myself at risk and die on the surgery table. I don't want to make the life of the surgeon hard by not shrinking my liver enough. Another thing with the liquid diet, it's painful. I felt pain, not in the morning, not even by like the afternoon. When I went to bed, my stomach was in serious pain. because all I had all day was 4 of these shakes, which is 300 mls each, 2 quarter cups of Jello. I hate Jello as well, but I eat it because it's something more solid. And 1 cup of broth, beef broth. That's all I had yesterday. I'm not sure how much broth you can have in a day or how much Jello you can have in a day. They did give us a nice binder, which is our Bible in a way. This is the binder. It has all the info that you need for bariatric surgery. It takes you step by step what each appointment, you're going to talk about each appointment, what are the dangers of bariatric surgery, what you can expect after, what you expect before, what you should be doing before, about the vitamins, about the liquid diet. Now, the part of the liquid diet, it says here, they explain what's a calorie-free liquid, which I find hilarious. I mean, people should know by now what's a calorie-free liquid, but some people don't. It's okay. You're supposed to drink 6 to 8 cups of water a day. I think yesterday I had about 6 cups of water. I had in the form of tea. 2 of them were in the form of tea. I had... Now it says you can have... Sorry, I'm looking down. I'm reading the pamphlet. Chicken, beef, or vegetable broth. Read the label. Make sure they have less than 10 calories a serving. Does that mean you can have what? Limitless amount of this? No, I think maybe use 6 to 8 cups of calorie-free liquids. Like your liquids has to be 6 to 8 cups of that. So you can't have like a whole container of broth, I think. But even if you were to have a whole container of broth, I think it's less than 100 calories. But how much broth can a person consume? I could only have 1 cup yesterday. I didn't feel like having more. Calorie-free beverages such as like the crystal clear, the water, diet soda. I'm not big on pop. I could maybe have a glass a day, but it's something that you're not supposed to be having after surgery. So I don't want to get myself into a habit of drinking pop on a daily basis. I might have 1 or 2. We'll see, because they make you feel fuller. No sugar added Jello. Okay, this one I thought Jello was 0 calories, the no sugar added. No, it's about 10 calories per serving, which is a quarter cup. A serving is a quarter cup of Jello. Again, how much Jello could you possibly have? Like, I've done diets before where you have to eat Jello with like the cabbage soup diet, or like Jello and like you can have only one type of food and Jello. I hated those because I'm not a big fan of Jello. I try to eat 1 to 2 a day just so I can have that feeling, like I said, of needing something more solid than liquid, which is broth. Today I might have 2 broths because, like I said, the shakes are too sweet. Sugar-free popsicles, that will be a good idea. I think you can even make those yourself. Like it says here, you get some crushed ice and you put the flavors, the 0 calorie flavors, and you make like a slushy kinda. Again, I'm not a big fan of artificial flavors, and I'm not a big fan of sweets, an artificial flavor like cherry, strawberry, things like that. So that will be a challenge. So I want to go back to the fact that it was painful. So last night I had a hard time sleeping because my stomach was in pain. They say here you can take like a pain killer medication. Another thing that was very interesting was how much I peed. I peed a lot. Like during the day, I would pee like 4 to 5 times. Yesterday, I was peeing every 2 hours. I don't know if it's TMI for some people, but and when we're talking about peeing, we're talking about a lot of pee. Like not just like, oh, I went pee for, no, a lot. I don't know if it was for the amount, like I used to have enough water during the day, But I guess because the whole thing was just liquids yesterday, it jump started pretty fast though, because right after about noon, where I had my second shake, I started going like every couple of hours, and I couldn't hold it either. Like I just needed to pee. That was something that was interesting. Your stomach is growling. My stomach is growling. I was burping a lot. I didn't have a lot of gas, thank God, but I was burping a lot. I think it's again because of all the liquids. Today's day 2. It's already 1 p.m. and I haven't had the chance to finish my first protein. I haven't eaten anything, obviously, and I tried to have the first protein shake that they give us, and I'm avoiding it like the plague. I prefer to be starving than drink it, but I will drink it, and I will be drinking for a day. That's my commitment, or at least that's what I'm saying now. We'll see in follow-up videos what I've actually done. I'm being honest and straightforward. If I cheat, I'll let you know, and I'll let you know how it felt. I'll let you know how it feels now that I know the fridge has stuff in it. I think that's another challenge, that I know there's stuff in the fridge that I cannot eat. There's not bad stuff. We're talking about like fruits, vegetables, and proteins. Like we had leftover salmon for like a couple of days ago, some chicken, and eggs. The eggs look very, very appetizing. Like I said, I would give anything for a hard-boiled egg right now, but I wouldn't give up my chance to have a healthy, good surgery. So I'm sticking to the protein powders and Jello and broth, and we'll see how it goes. Again, my name is Georgia. This is my vertical sleeve gastrectomy journey. Today was day 2. Yesterday was day 1. Today's day 2 of the liquid diet, which is 3 weeks minus 1 day before my surgery date. I'll try to make a video every few days just to tell you how it's going and if it's getting harder or easier to keep up with this diet. If you want to find out more about me, watch my previous videos. And if you want to watch my upcoming videos, you can subscribe to this channel. Thank you, and we'll see you again.